here at Dudley Castle in the West Midlands, where ghosts are said to roam in abundance. We are going to conduct a paranormal experiment for the first time ever on British television, and we need you to help us. We can't do it without you. Also, we're going to be doing a paranormal investigation. We've got David Ball down there with 500 audience members. David, how's it going?
Yvette, I can hardly hear you above the noise of this enormous audience. Look, 500 of them have packed in here into Dudley Castle. You're not alone at home because, look, they're all here. Now, amongst the audience here, we have the believers, we have the non-believers, we have the cynics. We have a range of people here tonight, 500 people here in this live audience. Now, first of all, let me introduce you to Steph.
Hiya.
Steph, tell us your story about this castle.
When I was 7 years old, I was in an area of the castle known as the Keep, and I was in a room and I had this feeling that someone was looking at me. And I turned around, and at the doorway was a man in like a long cloak with a hood. It covered quite a big area of his face, but it was all in shadow, and he was covered in mud, which is like the most thing that was quite obvious to me.
And did he look like someone from modern day or a historical figure?
It was definitely something I'd never seen before. Being only 7, I'd never seen anything like that.
So what happened next?
As I saw him, he walked away, and I went out the room to my mum, and I said to my mum, I said, "Did you see the man covered in dirt?" And the answer was, "No, I never saw the man covered in dirt." But I saw him, and I know that he was there.
Wow, great story. Okay, now Mark, why are you here? You've come a long way, haven't you?
Yep, we come from Essex. We're quite hooked on the show, we're watching it, but I am a sceptic. There's some things that happen in the show that can't be explainable, but some I suppose that can.
What are you expecting tonight?
I'd like to see maybe an all live, really, for my own mind, at least.
All right, well,
nice.
We don't know what's going to happen tonight. This is, as Yvette was saying, this is the first time on British television. It certainly is live, and this is where we're going to control the whole of tonight's experiment from. This is the most haunted hub. There is a lot of technical wizardry in here. Now, first of all, I want to introduce you to the girls behind me. As you can see, busy on the phones. We want to hear your stories. Ring them. All the phone calls that you make to us are collated here. These are webcams. We have rigged them up to 4 haunted or supposedly haunted areas in this castle. These are streaming webcam pictures from the shop, from the museum, from the kitchen, and from the Undercroft, and those pictures are streaming all the time. Those pictures can be seen on the Living TV website, which you can access at home. The address, www.livingtv.co.uk/most-haunted. Now keep an eye on those pictures, because we're so busy here, there's a lot going on. We may well miss something. If you think you see something that you deem to be paranormal, something odd, make a note of it. But most importantly, make a note of the time that you see it, or at least you think you see it. We can then look at the recording, we can go back to that recording, and we can see whether we agree with what you are finding at home. Okay, so do that. Now, also, talking of websites, on my right, we've also got the team looking after the web. You can leave your messages on that web address, and those messages will be passed to me and to the team of experts who are on hand throughout the night. Talking of experts, here they are. Now, to guide us through what is going on and to tell us a little more about what we're going to experience tonight, I'm joined by 2 experts. The first of those, Richard Felix.
Hi.
Good evening to you.
And to you.
You're a historian.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
Excited about tonight?
Very, very excited. Yeah, this is something special. I don't think we could be in a better place. The atmosphere's right. The building's right. It's stone. There's water beneath the building. This is a place of terror, of torment.
Yeah, tell me the history.
Of death, anguish, pain, execution, murder, you name it. It's got all the ingredients that are right for a building. It goes back 1,000 years. It was a Saxon castle first. It then became a Norman castle in 1071 after the Norman conquest. It's been laid siege to. It's absolutely right.
Now, it hasn't escaped your notice, it's Halloween.
Absolutely right. And again, that is something special, because if anything's going to happen, surely it's going to happen tonight. It's the night of the dead. It's the night when bonfires were lit and hot food was given to the tormented souls that were let out of hell.
So we've got the right location, we've got the right time. Excellent. Yeah. OK, well, also joining us, Dr. Matthew Smith. You're an academic, you're a psychologist.
That's right.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I think I'd probably describe myself as an open-minded skeptic. I do believe that people do have these experiences, and I think, as Richard was saying, if anyone's going to have the experiences in any place they're going to have the experiences, it's going to be here tonight. Whether or not they really are paranormal or whether there's some other kind of explanation, hopefully tonight we'll get a little bit nearer to finding that out.
So you're going to use some sort of scientific rationale to look through what we may or may not see tonight?
Well, that's right. We're going to have a number of people doing a number of different activities in the castle, which is also going on during the day. And so we've got a lot of data to look through and sort of make sense of. So hopefully we're going to find something out about ghosts tonight.
OK, so an exciting night for both of you, an exciting night for me, and indeed for the audience here, who have been here for a few hours waiting to see what is going to happen tonight. And let's hand over now to Yvette, who can tell us a little more about what's going to happen tonight.
So what's Most Haunted all about? If you haven't seen the series, I will tell you. One presenter, myself, paranormal investigators, a spiritualist medium, Derek Okora, and a very brave, fearless camera crew spend 24 hours in Britain's most haunted locations. We've travelled the length and breadth and spent sleepless nights in these places. This is the story so far.
This really belongs to William.
What belongs to William?
This building,
The house.
the house, belongs to him in his heart. There's a piper. I can hear that from outside.
That goes to a spiral staircase downstairs.
Okay, I can hear a piper, and he's playing music.
There is an alleged story, sort of legend really, to do with a piper.
Something's just tickled my hair. Something's just tickled my hair.
Where?
Here.
No one's actually been in here for just under an hour, and we've kept the area secure, so I know no one's been inside. We're just going to check to see if the trigger object has moved. Oh, it's moved! It's moved loads! Look, it's moved! Hey!
Matthew, the experiment tonight, talk us through how we're going to approach this.
Right, well, tonight we're going to try something that's never really been tried before anywhere in the world, as far as I'm aware. We're going to try and get the people at home, or we are going to get the people at home, to help guide the investigation. They're going to phone through, in fact, they've already have been phoning through and texting us to tell us where we should go with the investigation. There are 7 locations that we put on the map.
OK.
Which we're going to see in a second.
All right, well, let's take people through the geography in case they haven't been to Dudley Castle. This is the map, this is the geography of the castle. Now, we have put 7 locations there which we can now show you. Number 1, the gate. Number 2, the steps. 3, the undercroft. Then number 4 is the shop. Number 5, the museum. Number 6, the kitchen. And number 7, the canal tunnels. Now, you can see those canal tunnels are just outside the main castle arena, outside of those castle walls. Now, paranormal activity has been witnessed in some of those areas, but not all in the past.
That's right. Some of these locations, people have actually reported some paranormal experiences over a number of years, and this is perhaps where we're going to expect some activity tonight. Not all of those locations are associated with paranormal activity, so part of the test for people at home is to tell us where they think the activity is going to take place tonight.
OK, so in effect, there are 2 red herrings.
That's right. There are 2 red herrings there. They're places where people in the past haven't reported any experiences. That's not to say they're not going to happen tonight, but we don't expect any of the paranormal stuff to happen there.
OK, so how can an audience at home who aren't here, who don't feel that, you know, there's an amazing sense in this castle, how can they drive this experiment? What sort of things are we looking for at home?
Well, first of all, they're going to phone through or text through to tell us essentially where they think the activity is going to be taking place. Now, that could be some kind of psychic or intuitive impression, or they could be looking down this list of names and go for the place that they think is where the activity is going to take place.
One thing I do want to just throw into the mix